What's up you guys, welcome back to the channel. In tonight's very special video, chronologically continuing the Florida expedition, after Gateway Mall, we took an almost hour drive down to the small riverside community of Green Cove Springs. A quaint, unexpected place, not to see a mall, but instead a massive abandoned floating palace of luxury. A casino ship, which is sat abandoned now for almost a decade, slowly rotting in on itself, soon to meet a watery grave. This is the abandoned Blue Horizons casino boat, and the story behind it. So as we find a way in, let yourselves be taken away into the haze of endless plastic gold slots and fake decrepit trees bleeding brownish hues into the grossly, ever further distorting shag carpets. You could almost still smell the cigar smoke and brandies of high society. Once a playground for the wealthy, now just another rusting reminder that excess always sinks.
This entire floor was dedicated to that shit. This is so weird. Dude, this place is untouched. This is so crazy. Doesn't even crank anymore. Or can't crank. Oh, hey dude, it's the blackjack table.
Yep, it's over here, man.
Holy. Oh my gosh, the poker chips. Oh my gosh. Look at that.
The story of this boat is interesting. It's not every day that you find a casino sitting abandoned quite literally on the water. In fact, the story of this ship includes mob ties, million-dollar dreams, and a murder story that feels like it was ripped right out of a movie. Its tale goes way deeper than I personally care to explore, as like I said earlier, this ain't a mall, so it's not gonna get the whole historical marca, but I will relay some of the key aspects, and if you'd like to read further about it and its developer and his origins, I highly recommend checking out the Abandoned Florida blog on this place, which I'll leave in the description. But this dusty, rusty, former palace of luxury was, of course, not always like this. So as we're seeing it, let's dive in here and tell just a bit of its story.
I wonder what these are. To somebody who might know in the comments, what are these things? I have no clue actually. Here's the bar. It's so weird walking in here because it's obviously a boat. And you can see it's like tilted this way almost, a little bit like that. And you can feel it when you're walking through here.
The ship, first built and set sail in 1997, was originally privately owned, and not much is really known about its early years. That era, the late 90s and the early 2000s, was the heyday of the cruise to nowhere, where Florida entrepreneurs realized you could skirt local gambling bans if you sailed just a few miles offshore and called it international waters. One of the architects of that era was Miami, Florida native Kostianos Gosboulis, a hard-driving Greek immigrant who parlayed the fortune he made from his Miami sub sandwich chain into a fleet of casino cruises called SunCruz. The idea came to him after an evening in 1994 where, after taking 300 employees of the chain out on a Las Vegas-style gambling cruise, he realized that if marketing to the right demographic of people, just how lucrative of a business it truly could be. Days later, he founded SunCruz Casinos and bought the first boat in the soon-to-be massive fleet of ships. He sold thousands of tickets, raked in cash, and watched townspeople and tourists alike flood his decks. Cruises out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Jacksonville all became commonplace across the several ships in the fleet, one of which to soon join his empire was the unique 3 decks upon stilts we're currently standing in all these years later.
These ones are knocked over, it looks like. All of them. Fortune. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, good idea. Okay, be careful. Yeah, for real. This is creepy. Is the door open over here too?
It leads right outside.
Oh yeah, dude, be careful. Oh my gosh.
It might be.
There probably is. I can't imagine that this is the bottom. Oh guys, I found how to go lower. There's like, come check this out. Look at this. Put your safety headphones on. We're going down. Dude, I actually don't know about this. Like, this floor feels kind of unsteady. What are we doing? Dude, keep going. It's not flooded though. Like,
And it's a ladder though. I don't know if I want to.
dude, just be careful. I think we're down inside of one of the legs. Because this is the edge, and this is the edge right here. This boat, for those that don't know, is like built on 2 giant stilts. So there must be access for the left stilt or something like that. Is there like a big area down there?
Dude, I think we're like under the water right now. We're under the water, but we're inside the leg.
This is fucking crazy.
There's nothing down here. But yeah, we're definitely underwater right now.
It's still pretty cool. Like the big fucking machines and engines and shit. That's crazy. Alright, let's go. Can say I came down here. And now, my way up. Oh god. Okay. Dude. Oh my god, this is insane. There's a little rope right here if you need to hold on to something. That's not rusty.
I just don't want to miss my step.
I know, me too. Okay, I think I made it.
I think I'm small.
Dude. This like landing just freaks me out. It's all rusted out and it feels...
I'm surprised you're not scared of us being under the water.
What? All the silverware and the dishes from the cruise days. This is crazy. Look at all of these tables and chairs for this restaurant. Rebecca's. That's what it was called, I guess. Oh my gosh. What? Everything is left behind. What the heck? It's like playing cards everywhere. What? Look at this. Oh, this is a big one. Oh, wow. This feels like the most sturdy part of the ship.
I found a perfect pool table for us to get a view from.
Hell yeah. These are the big ropes that they would dock the ship with, it looks like. Massive ropes. And old kitchen equipment. Like rusted flat top.
Over the course of the 1990s, Gus expanded his operation into an impressive 11 ships, building the SunCruz fleet into a maritime empire. But by 1998, he found himself entangled in a court battle over the technically illegal nature of his casino cruises, along with additional legal troubles regarding his citizenship during the boat purchases. In February 2000, Gus reached a settlement with federal authorities, agreeing to sell off his stake in SunCruz within 3 years. Just months later in September, he sold the company to Jack Abramoff, a powerful Washington, D.C. lobbyist, and Adam Keaton, a New York attorney, for $147.5 million. Both Abramoff and Keaton would later become infamous figures, exposed at the center of a massive political corruption scandal that even inspired a 2010 film where Kevin Spacey fittingly portrays Abramoff. Not long after the sale, tensions between Gus and the new owners erupted. Their partnership quickly deteriorated into bitter disputes and even a physical altercation between Gus and Keaton. Gus reportedly vowed to take the company back, while Keaton claimed that Gus had warned him, "I'm not gonna sue you, I'm gonna kill you." And soon after that threat, the story took its darkest and most shocking turn.
Whoa, this like whole side was like rotted out. Dude, that's sick.
Guys, I was this close to jumping in the water. This close. It was so tempting. I wanted to do it so badly, but maybe next time.
Holy sh... With the mirrored ceiling?
This might be a thing. Isn't there the window? There's like a fresh air and this here.
In February of 2001, just 5 months after selling his shares, Gus Booley was gunned down in his car while driving through Fort Lauderdale, executed in what authorities described as a professional mob-style hit. Not long after, SunCruz officially purchased the 165-foot ship you see today. But by then, tensions had flared, and the company's reputation was being dragged through the mud by lawsuits and scandals. The ship, officially known as SunCruz 6, launched later that year from Mayport in Jacksonville, Florida, serving as a casino cruise for the next several years. Despite appearances of expansion, the company was crumbling behind the scenes. Following Booley's death, SunCruz filed for bankruptcy. In April of 2004, Ocean Casino Cruises, led by Booley's nephew, bought the business out of bankruptcy for $36 million. They briefly celebrated serving 1 million passengers in Jacksonville, but soon after, sailings were abruptly suspended without explanation. By December of 2009, the company was finished for good. Investigators eventually tied Gus's murder to the members of the Gambino crime family, hired and paid off by, who else? Abramoff and Keaton. Both served prison time and paid over $20 million in restitutions, but they walk free today, which is just baffling to me. While the hitman, Moscatilio, I don't even know how to pronounce that, I'm just going to put it on screen. These guys were all convicted years later, with the ringleaders sentenced to life in prison.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I feel like I'm like way out in the open. Hell yeah. There's the elevator, it's cracked open, you can see the the spindle wheel. These mirrored ceiling tiles are rusting, but they're so cool. Look at that. This place is very of its time.
After Ocean Casino Cruises fizzled away, the ship was taken over by its creditors and renamed the Black Diamond in 2013. Its owners even secured a 10-year lease and day cruise agreement with the Port of Palm Beach. However, operations were quickly suspended within just 3 months of operation, and the ship was renamed to the Island Breeze 2 Casino. In March of 2014, the newly renamed ship officially launched, however ceased operations once more just months later, in June of 2014, due to the ship needing to undergo intensive repairs to the engines along with interior refurbishments. Owners Island Breeze International, or IBI, spent over $3 million to repair the vessel. The ship was relaunched late that summer, only to be dry docked once again by the Coast Guard in South Carolina. Even as the owners kept assuring port officials that the ship would return soon to service, the Island Breeze 2 never did. It sat motionless at a dock while debts piled up, eventually leading to yet another bankruptcy filing. The Port of Palm Beach had been counting on the ship's success, expecting over $1.1 million a year in revenue from passenger fees, parking, and office rentals. Instead, the company behind it, IBI, listed up to $50 million in liabilities and less than $10 million in assets. And during the few times it actually did set sail, the crowds were small, only a faint echo of the ship's once grand ambitions.
This place, it came here to be repaired, and it never got repaired.
Like it was just dry docked and left here?
Yeah, literally.
That is so
Dry
weird.
dock here to get repaired. Some repairs have needed to be done, and clearly the owner never paid for it.
Spaghetti and meatballs expired in 2016.
Hope we just walked over and dropped a bombshell on me. Should we eat this, chat? Should we cook it up in the microwave right now? Look at that liquid in there. Ew, how long has that been sitting there for?
In July of 2015, after nearly a year of silence, the Island Breeze 2 was given new life, as it was officially renamed to the Blue Horizon. Under new ownership and management, it received unanimous approval from the Port of Palm Beach to begin sailing once again. Its new owners, PB Gaming, a company formed by SourcePoint LLC, the main creditor of the failed Island Breeze, took over the same ship that they had seen once collapse already. Determined to turn things around, they poured millions into refurbishing the vessel and signed a 5-year lease with the port. But the ship's comeback didn't last long. After only a few weeks of operation, the Blue Horizon was suddenly taken out of service when a lightning strike knocked out its entire communications system. The company had already planned to replace the ship's engines the following year, but after one began making a loud knocking sound during a return trip, they decided not to take any chances. For the safety of passengers and crew, service was suspended, and both engines were sent to be replaced, at a cost of more than $1 million each. The Blue Horizon was expected to relaunch around Labor Day 2015, but delays dragged on. After sitting in dry dock for months, the ship was finally ready to set sail again that October. However, its newly refurbished life was short-lived, as in early 2016, Florida passed new laws allowing gambling machines on land, stripping away the ship's only real advantage. With dwindling passenger counts and mounting costs, operations quickly became unsustainable. By March 2016, the Blue Horizons ceased cruises entirely, and the vessel was laid up in Green Cove Springs near Jacksonville, where it's remained ever since, slowly rusting away in silence. It's an odd sight, but a haunting one. Walking through the rows and rows of silent slot machines, you can almost feel the echoes of what this ship once was. Back in the 90s, casino cruises like this were packed with flashing lights, free-flowing drinks, and rich individuals chasing luck. Now all that's left are empty chairs, dead screens, and the faint lap of waves on the underside of the hull. Once a floating symbol of luxury and escape, the Blue Horizon now sits motionless, a ghost of Florida's gambling past, slowly fading into the tide. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this short, special little exploration. I know it was a bit unorthodox, but just seeing this place, in general, was unorthodox. I'll never forget running across the pier with these guys and finding a little crate to stand on, then jumping up 8 feet to a platform that got us inside this thing. A boat I didn't even know was on the schedule, but it was so cool. And this whole exploration hyped us all up for the next mall we're gonna see. The big boy, the 90s neon-lit granddaddy of vaporwave malls, which y'all are seeing a little sneak peek of right now because I've run out of footage. But be the first to guess which mall this is, and I'll shout you out in the next episode. But until I see y'all then, have yourselves a lovely evening, and peace out, you guys. See you later.